Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a topic that, well, it captures the imagination of pretty much everyone, doesn't it?
It really does. That dream of making money
Yeah,
differently.
exactly. How to generate income not just by trading your hours for dollars, but by making your money, or maybe your ideas, work for you. Imagine earning while you're doing other things, while you're exploring a new city, spending time with family, or even, while you're sleeping.
It sounds like the ultimate goal for many.
It really does. And it might sound a bit like a dream, but here in 2025, things are, they're different. Thanks to incredible advancements in tech, new economic models.
Right.
The whole concept of passive income is, I think, more accessible and definitely more diverse than it ever has been.
That's a key point. The landscape has shifted significantly.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. What does passive income truly mean today, in our super fast evolving digital world, beyond just the old, maybe slightly tired definitions?
Yeah, that's crucial because passive has definitely undergone a transformation. It's important for listeners to understand it rarely means doing absolutely nothing. Zero effort, zero input. That's usually not the case.
Right, not just money falling from the sky.
Exactly. What it really signifies is a substantial upfront investment. And that investment could be time, it could be specialized knowledge, or it could be actual capital. And that upfront work establishes a system, or maybe an asset, or a product. Something that then continues to generate income with minimal, ongoing, direct involvement from you.
Okay, so less day-to-day grind once it's set up.
Precisely. We're seeing this fundamental shift, moving away from just trading our labor hours for pay towards intelligently leveraging things like our intellectual property, our digital assets, even, as we'll discuss, underutilized physical resources, all to build these more self-sustaining income streams.
Exactly. And that shift, that's precisely what this deep dive is all about today. Our mission, really, is to explore 15 unique passive income ideas for 2025. And I want to stress, you won't just find a rehash of the same old advice here.
No, we're aiming for fresh perspectives.
Yeah. I mean, we'll acknowledge some foundational strategies, sure, maybe with a modern twist, but our main focus is on these fresh, practical, and often highly technologically driven approaches.
Things that weren't really feasible even a few years ago.
Totally. The very landscape of how we generate income is being reshaped right now by innovations like AI, artificial intelligence, the burgeoning metaverse, whatever that fully means yet.
Right, still evolving.
And just the expansive creator economy overall.
And what you, the listener, are going to walk away with today is hopefully much more than just a list.
Yeah, it's not just a checklist.
No, we're going to try and dissect the underlying principles behind each of these ideas. Help you understand the real potential, the nature of that initial effort required, because there is effort.
Always.
And critically, why these specific opportunities are particularly, ripe for 2025.
Right.
It's about arming you with a framework, really. A way to think about achieving maybe greater financial freedom, leveraging your unique skills and resources effectively, and discovering these smart, scalable ways to expand your income in what's becoming an increasingly digitized and automated world.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Let's cast our gaze into the near future first then, because this is really where a lot of the truly mind-bending innovation and new opportunities are just exploding.
Yeah, the digital frontier.
Exactly. We're going to explore how we can leverage these digital frontiers, the power of AI, to forge entirely new passive income streams. Things that, like you said, were simply not widely accessible or maybe even conceivable just a few years back.
The pace is just incredible.
It really is astounding.
And what's truly fascinating here in this domain is how this cutting-edge tech, especially AI in these virtual environments, the metaverse, they aren't just improving old business models.
No, it's more fundamental.
It is. They're creating fundamentally new categories of assets and services. These aren't just small upgrades. They're genuinely novel avenues for generating wealth that redefine what's possible for the individual creator or entrepreneur.
Okay, so let's kick things off then. Idea number 1, AI-generated content licensing. This concept, I think, really democratizes creation in a way we haven't seen before.
It absolutely does.
At its heart, it's about using these increasingly accessible AI tools, right, to generate digital assets.
Yeah, things like unique digital art, original music compositions, even raw text for books or articles.
Right. And then the key part is licensing these AI-powered creations out for royalties, putting them on various marketplaces.
Precisely. The mechanism is becoming remarkable remarkably streamlined now. You use AI image generators, people might know Midjourney, DLE3, or AI music tools, maybe Amper Music, AIVA for audio. You put in your prompts, you guide the AI, refine the output.
So there's still skill involved in prompting.
Oh, absolutely. Prompt engineering is a skill in itself. But then you take these generated assets and you upload them to stock content platforms. Think Shutterstock, Adobe Stock for images, maybe Pond 5 or Epidemic Sound for audio.
Got it.
And the passive income. That truly begins once your work is up there and available. Every single time a designer downloads your, say, futuristic digital wallpaper for a website background, or a filmmaker licenses your AI-composed background music for their indie film,
you get cut.
You earn a royalty.
Yeah.
The significant effort is definitely concentrated up front. You have to understand the AI tools, learn to get good results, and crucially identify what the market actually needs.
Right. Not just making random stuff.
No. But after that initial work, the asset can generate income repeatedly without much further input from you.
And the really revolutionary part for 2025, I think, is how AI has just shattered those traditional barriers to entry.
Completely.
Like individuals who maybe lack conventional artistic skills, they can't draw, they can't compose music in the traditional sense.
Right.
Or maybe they just don't have the huge amount of time needed for professional level content creation. Now they can produce incredibly high quality digital products, sometimes surprisingly easily.
It's like having this digital co-creator, doesn't it? Master artist or a composer collaborator available 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of mind-blowing.
And the real insight here for 2025 when we talk about AI content licensing isn't just about generating anything.
Okay.
It's about identifying data scarcity and genuine market demand. Think about it. AI models themselves have this insatiable need for diverse, high-quality data for their own training.
So it's feeding back into itself.
In many ways, yes. So specific niches, maybe hyper-realistic textures for video game environments, or unique sound effects needed for VR experiences, or even specialized infographic templates for businesses. These can be incredibly valuable.
Because they're hard to find or create otherwise.
Exactly. Companies and platforms aren't just looking for unique content for their marketing or UI. They're often seeking it to feed their own evolving AI systems. They need vast, varied data sets.
So my AI-generated art isn't just a cool picture.
You could be a crucial data point, shaping the next generation of intelligent systems. So success really lies in finding those unmet content needs, those gaps in the data market.
That adds a whole new layer to it. Very interesting. Okay, staying in this virtual realm, let's move to idea number 2. Renting out digital billboards in the metaverse.
Right. This one definitely sounds like science fiction to some.
It does. But it's actually a rapidly developing reality, isn't it?
It is. The fundamental concept is straightforward, conceptually at least. You're monetizing virtual land ownership.
Owning land, but digital land.
Exactly. And you monetize it by leasing out digital advertising space within these prominent metaverse platforms.
Okay, so how does that work practically?
Well, the operational mechanism mirrors real-world real estate quite closely, actually. If you acquire a plot of virtual land, maybe in Decentraland or the Sandbox, or even within popular gaming metaverses like Roblox, you then typically have the ability to build on that property. And one thing you can build is a digital billboard or some kind of interactive ad space.
Okay.
And brands, big brands, small brands, luxury fashion, fast food, tech companies, they're increasingly recognizing the huge engaged audiences spending time in these virtual worlds.
And they want eyeballs, just like in the real world.
Precisely. They're willing to pay a premium for visibility in these high-traffic virtual locations. So you lease that digital ad space to them.
Just like a commercial landlord rents out space in Times Square.
Or Piccadilly Circus, That's the analogy. It's prime virtual real estate.
That analogy really helps capture the sort of tangible value of something that seems so intangible,
It does. Now, the upfront investment for acquiring that virtual land can be substantial, similar to real-world property in desirable locations.
I bet.
But once that land is secured and maybe the billboard infrastructure is set up, it transforms into this ongoing, potentially quite consistent rental income stream.
It's just fascinating to see digital real estate developing this kind of robust economic underpinning. It feels very 2025.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, what this trend really signifies is the rapid commodification of virtual space.
Right.
As more people and businesses set up shop in the metaverse for socializing, gaming, commerce, entertainment, the value of that prime virtual real estate, and by extension, the advertising space on it, is generally expected to appreciate.
Assuming the platform remains popular, of course.
Absolutely. Platform risk is a factor. But brands are aggressively adapting their ad strategies to capture these emerging digital populations. So for many, it looks like a viable long-term investment play.
So what's the key insight for someone thinking about this?
Research is crucial. Look into platforms with strong active user growth and, importantly, robust creator economies. Liquidity and demand for ad space will naturally be highest there. Also, keep an eye on the evolving ad tech within these metaverses. Platforms that offer better analytics, proving the ROI for advertisers, they'll attract the more serious, higher-paying brands.
Got it. Okay, let's jump ahead a bit in the list, sticking with the sort of futuristic tech theme for a moment. Idea number 6, licensing your voice with AI.
Ah, yes. This takes the digital twin idea to a very personal level.
It really does. Your voice, specifically. So the core idea is literally licensing the unique characteristics of your voice.
Your vocal identity.
To create AI voice models that can then be used commercially.
Exactly. And the mechanism is becoming quite refined. Typically, you'd provide extensive voice samples. This could be hours of you reading text, or maybe performing specific emotional inflections.
Like acting, almost.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
You provide these to specialized AI voice cloning companies. And from these samples, their advanced AI algorithms can accurately clone and synthesize your voice with, frankly, remarkable realism these days.
Wow.
This AI cloned voice can then be licensed out for all sorts of diverse applications. Narrating audiobooks is a big one.
Okay.
Featuring in advertisements, acting as a virtual assistant for an app, providing voiceovers for corporate training videos, or YouTube explainers.
So lots of possibilities.
A huge range. And the passive income flows in as royalties, paid out each time your synthesized voice is commercially used.
That's the sci-fi element I was thinking of earlier. Your digital voice just working away 24/7 potentially, without you needing to say another word after that initial recording session. It's astonishing to think of your personal sound becoming a digital asset like that.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is that intersection of personal identity and digital utility. It's very direct.
Yeah.
The demand for natural-sounding, diverse AI voices is just immense across so many industries. Think about the explosion in audio content, podcasts, audiobooks, VR experiences, interactive game characters.
Everything needs a voice.
Pretty much. And the companies are rapidly moving away from those old, robotic, generic voices. They want more human-like, engaging, customizable audio experiences to keep users hooked.
So the insight here is...
Well, the value isn't just in any voice. It's often in voices with unique qualities. Maybe a specific accent that's in demand, a particular tone, or a professional, clear delivery style. These can command higher licensing fees.
So finding your vocal niche.
Exactly. Developing a unique vocal signature, or maybe specializing in a certain type of delivery, like warm and friendly, or authoritative and serious, can make your voice a much more valuable commodity in this evolving market.
Very interesting. Okay, and sticking with AI data needs, but moving to the visual side. Idea number 14 is selling stock videos for AI training.
Right. This one strikes me as incredibly accessible for a really wide range of people.
Yeah, me too. It doesn't seem to require super specialized skills initially. The core idea is just filming everyday scenes.
Pretty much. And then licensing that raw, authentic footage specifically to AI companies for the purpose of training their machine learning systems.
Okay, how does that work in practice?
The mechanism is quite straightforward. You capture generic video clips. These could be, bustling cityscapes, people doing routine tasks like walking down the street, preparing food, working at a desk.
Just normal life stuff.
Exactly. Or just candid moments of ordinary life. The key value here isn't necessarily cinematic flair.
Right, so not Hollywood.
No. It's about authenticity, diversity in the scenes, and often the clarity of the actions or the objects being depicted. Then you upload these clips to specialized platforms. These are essentially data marketplaces that license this content directly into AI firms.
And then you get paid.
You get royalties each time your footage is downloaded and used for training their AI models.
I really like the accessibility of this one. Like you said, anyone with a decent camera, and honestly, these days, even just a modern smartphone.
Absolutely. The cameras are incredible.
Can potentially participate. You're literally just capturing the world around you and turning it into potentially valuable data.
But this raises an important consideration if you want to maximize your profitability. It's not just about shooting randomly.
Okay.
It helps to understand the specific needs of these AI models. AI systems have this huge, constantly growing appetite for vast, diverse data sets of authentic visual content. They need it for everything.
Yep, what?
Object recognition for self-driving cars, understanding human behavior for robotics, improving video analysis for security systems or smart city applications. The list goes on.
So they need lots of examples of everything.
Billions of examples.
Yeah.
So the key insight for you as a creator is to try and identify and capture categories of footage that might be underrepresented or harder for these companies to acquire easily.
Finding the gaps again?
Exactly. Maybe specific human interactions, certain weather conditions, unusual angles of common objects, diverse demographics performing tasks. Focusing on that data scarcity, rather than just generic clips, can significantly boost the demand and the value of your contributions.
Makes sense. That turns it from just random shooting into a more strategic data gathering process.
Precisely. And that makes it a potentially sustainable and highly scalable passive income stream, especially as AI continues to develop.
Okay, fantastic. Now, let's shift gears a little bit. We've explored some really cutting-edge applications of AI and virtual spaces.
Yeah, the high-tech stuff.
But here's where I think it gets really interesting for folks who, love to share what they know, or they're great at organizing information, or they just have that creative spark.
Bringing it back to human expertise and creativity.
Exactly. We're moving into monetizing your knowledge and your creativity by packaging them up as digital products.
And this theme really underscores the immense power of intellectual property in the digital age, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Your unique insights, your organizational methods, your distinct creative designs, they aren't just personal talents locked in your head.
No, they can be assets.
Exactly. They can be systematically packaged, distributed globally, and sold at scale. This allows for these inherently passive income streams that directly leverage what you already know or what you already make.
And you can reach a global audience instantly without worrying about shipping physical things.
Right, breaking free from those physical constraints.
Okay, so let's jump into idea number 3, subscription newsletters.
The rise of the creator economy staple.
It feels like it, yeah. The core concept here is delivering highly specialized, really valuable, curated content directly to a paying subscriber base.
Often using user-friendly platforms like Substack, Ghost, ConvertKit. There are several options now.
Right. So how does this work passively? Because writing takes effort.
It absolutely does. The mechanism hinges on that consistent delivery and cultivating genuine niche expertise. You'd regularly publish insightful articles, maybe in-depth analyses, or curated resources on a very specific topic.
And specific is key.
Could be anything from advanced strategies for investing in, say, biotech startups, to incredibly precise parenting hacks for managing picky eaters, or even highly detailed urban gardening techniques, specifically for people with north-facing balconies.
Wow, that's specific.
Platforms like Substack streamline the whole process. They let you easily set up a paywall, manage subscribers, handle payments. You charge a recurring monthly or maybe an annual fee. And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, what we're seeing is the formation of these hyper-focused micro-communities.
Right. People finding their tribe online.
Exactly. They coalesce around shared, often very specific interests. And in this age of just overwhelming information overload,
tell me about it.
People are increasingly willing to pay for that direct, curated expertise that cuts through the noise. They want actionable value they can trust from a voice they connect with. That
direct connection built on trust and value, it feels really powerful compared to just, reading random blogs.
It is. Yeah. And the passive element, it really comes into play because while creating that initial consistent flow of high-value content demands significant upfront effort, no doubt about it.
Yeah, writing is work.
The library of articles, that archive you build over time, continues to attract new subscribers. And just as importantly, it helps retain your existing ones.
So the old content keeps working for you?
Precisely. That digital archive becomes a continuously working asset, generating recurring revenue long after you've hit publish on those initial pieces.
Okay. So what's the key to making this work?
Success really hinges on 2 pillars. Absolute consistency and a genuinely compelling value proposition you have to deliver regularly.
Right.
And building that long-term loyal relationship with your audience is paramount. You're not just selling words, you're selling access to your thought leadership, a reliable source of specific info, and maybe a sense of belonging.
Community,
yeah. The key insight is probably to pick a niche that you're passionate about, obviously, but also one that's maybe a bit underserved and where you genuinely have unique insights or a distinct perspective. Don't try to boil the ocean. Go deep where your expertise can truly shine.
Go deep, not wide. Makes sense. Okay, next up, idea number 4, selling Notion templates.
Notion. It's everywhere now, isn't it?
It really seems to be. That app has just exploded in popularity for productivity, organization, everything.
It's incredibly versatile.
So the idea here is creating pre-designed, ready-to-use templates within Notion and then selling them digitally to other Notion users.
Exactly. The mechanism is quite elegant, really. You design practical, often quite sophisticated ready-made templates.
Like what, for example?
Could be anything. A comprehensive personal budget planner, a detailed content calendar for social media managers, an intricate project management system for freelancers, a student organizer tailored for specific courses.
So solving common organizational problems.
Precisely. Once you've developed and polished the template, you list it as a digital product on marketplaces. Etsy is surprisingly popular for this.
Really? Etsy?
Yeah, alongside platforms like Gumroad or even dedicated Notion template directories that are popping up.
Okay. And why is this particularly relevant now for 2025?
It's driven by that widespread adoption of Notion itself, across both individuals and businesses. Plus, there's just this massive user demand for quick, functional solutions. People want to get organized fast without having to build complex systems from scratch themselves.
Yeah, I can see that. The learning curve for complex Notion setups can be steep.
It can. And the source mentioned, you heard creators are making thousands every month.
Yeah. From just a handful of really well-designed templates, it's kind of astounding.
It really underscores how much people value shortcuts to efficiency and productivity. They'll pay to save time and mental energy.
Yeah, definitely.
And what's fascinating here, again, connecting to a bigger picture, is how specific popular software tools like Notion can spontaneously generate these entire sub-economies around them.
Yeah, ecosystems.
Ecosystems, exactly. The passive element is crystal clear. You invest the time and creativity to build that template once. Then it becomes an infinitely scalable digital product. You can sell it again and again.
No inventory, no shipping.
Zero. Purely digital. Virtually no overhead after the initial design and maybe listing fees. The key insight for profitability. It's about deeply understanding common user pain points within Notion.
What are people struggling with?
Exactly. And then designing templates that offer elegant, intuitive, and genuinely time-saving solutions to those specific struggles. Visual appeal matters, ease of use is critical, and you need a clear benefit statement. Why should someone buy your template?
Right. Solve a specific problem well.
And the scaling potential is just enormous because your market is global. Anyone using Notion, anywhere, anytime.
Okay, that's powerful. Moving on to idea number 8, online course marketplaces.
Right. Perhaps one of the more familiar passive income avenues.
Yeah, people have been talking about online courses for a while, but it's still incredibly powerful and relevant for 2025, right?
Absolutely. The demand for online learning continues to surge globally.
So the core concept is basically taking your personal knowledge, your expertise, maybe a unique skill set you have, and transforming it into a structured online course, which you then host on platforms that already have a huge built-in audience of students.
Exactly. The mechanism involves, well, first planning your curriculum meticulously, then recording comprehensive video lessons, maybe creating supplementary materials like worksheets or quizzes.
So significant upfront work.
Definitely significant. You need to teach a valuable skill effectively. It could be anything. Advanced landscape photography, Python programming for data analysis, artisanal sourdough baking, digital marketing strategies for small businesses.
Whatever you're good at and others want to learn.
Precisely. And then you host this course on platforms like Udemy, Coursera, Skillshare, Teachable. There are many. These platforms often handle the heavy lifting.
Like what?
Marketing, finding students, processing payments. They effectively bring a global student body right to your digital doorstep. Students who are actively searching for the kind of knowledge you're offering.
It seems like a brilliant way to leverage your existing knowledge, your intellectual capital, right?
Wow.
And turn it into this continuously monetizable asset. The big effort is undeniably that upfront course creation. It has to be good.
Quality is paramount.
But once those lessons are recorded, polished, uploaded, enrollments can generate income for potentially years, right? Without you having to actively teach each person individually.
That's the passive dream, yes. But this raises that important question again. How do you ensure your course actually stands out? Because it can be a crowded marketplace.
Yeah, lots of courses out there.
While the boom in online means huge demand, it also means significant competition. Success often hinges on several critical factors.
Like
Uncompromising quality of your content, first and foremost. Engaging and effective teaching methods, just reading slides isn't enough.
No.
A clear, compelling value proposition. What specific outcome will students achieve? And smart market positioning.
Finding your angle.
Finding your angle. People are willing to pay to learn an incredible diversity of skills online, from hobbies to career advancement. So the key insight, again, often lies in specialization.
Niching down.
Niching down. Instead of just photography 101, maybe it's mastering off-camera flash for wedding photographers. Or instead of learn Python, it's Python for financial portfolio analysis.
Get specific.
Get specific.
Yeah.
Deliver exceptional value within that niche. That's what creates strong reviews, word-of-mouth referrals, and ultimately, lasting passive income.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, let's talk about idea number 10, ebook publishing on niche topics.
Right. And the good news here is you don't need to be the next Stephen King or write a 500-page epic.
No great American novel required.
Not at all. The concept is writing concise, highly targeted guides focused on very specific, often underserved niche subjects, and then publishing them digitally.
Okay, so short and focused.
Exactly. The mechanism is remarkably straightforward these days. You author a focus guide, maybe it's a beginner's guide to keeping chickens in your suburban backyard.
Okay.
Or the top 50 essential productivity apps for remote workers in 2025. Short, actionable, solves a problem.
Right.
You then self-publish this ebook. Using platforms like Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing or KDP, it's surprisingly easy to use.
And Amazon handles pretty much everything else.
Global distribution, sales processing, royalty payments.
Yeah.
Yeah. You earn a royalty on every single sale your digital book generates, anywhere in the world.
And the relevance for 2025 here is really about how people consume information now, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People have this continuous, almost insatiable search for quick, helpful information. They want to solve very specific problems now or acquire a particular skill fast.
They're not always looking for a deep dive, sometimes just the answer.
Exactly. They're often moving beyond those traditional long-form books and actively seeking immediate solutions. Concise how-to guides, checklists, curated lists, things they can consume quickly and apply immediately.
So connecting this to the bigger picture,
It's all about highly efficient information packaging, designing content for immediate problem-solving consumption.
got it. And the passive element.
You invest the effort to research, write, edit, and publish at once. And then those royalties can accumulate with each sale, potentially for a very long time, especially if the information is somewhat evergreen or you update it periodically. It just keeps selling in the background.
So what are the keys to success with niche ebooks?
Meticulous niche selection is probably number one. Finding a topic where there's demonstrable search volume or interest, but maybe limited, high-quality, focused content available.
Find the gap.
Find the gap. And then effective keyword optimization is crucial, so your book actually shows up when people search on Amazon or Google.
Discoverability.
Discoverability. Understanding that long tail of content discovery is also vital. You might not sell thousands overnight, but even small, consistent sales over months and years from a highly targeted audience, that can really add up to significant passive income.
Consistent trickles add up. Okay. Next, idea number 11, print-on-demand products.
This is a fun one for the visually creative types.
Yeah, it seems like a great outlet, even if you just have a knack for witty slogans or cool designs.
Totally. The core concept is designing unique graphics, maybe patterns, slogans, illustrations for physical products. Things like t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, foam cases, tote bags, wall art.
Lots of options.
Huge variety. But the key is all the complex stuff,
Right.
the actual production, holding inventory, shipping it out, that's handled entirely by a third-party service.
Okay, so how does that work? I design something, then what?
The mechanism is wonderfully streamlined. You create your designs using graphic design software. It could be Canva, it could be Adobe Illustrator, whatever you like. Then you upload these design files to specialized print-on-demand POD platforms. Big names include Redbubble, Teespring, Printful, which integrates with Shopify, Spreadshirt.
Got it.
When a customer anywhere in the world browses the platform, finds your design on a t-shirt and orders it, the POD platform takes over completely.
They print it just for that order.
Exactly. They print your design onto the chosen item, package it up securely, and ship it directly to the customer. Your role. It basically included when you uploaded the design.
And you get paid.
You earn a royalty or a margin on each sale without ever having to touch a physical product, manage inventory, or deal with shipping logistics.
That's the magic. It eliminates all that traditional inventory risk and the whole production hassle.
Completely. It makes starting a custom merchandise business accessible to virtually anyone with an internet connection and a creative idea.
It feels incredibly liberating to just focus on the creative part, the design.
It is.
And the source mentioned that if one of your designs happens to go viral, the income can literally snowball overnight, which must be an amazing feeling.
That's the dream scenario for sure. But what's truly fascinating here, big picture, is just how effortlessly an individual can become essentially a global merchandiser. No big capital investment, no logistical nightmares.
Yeah. But success isn't just about hoping for virality, is it?
Definitely not. Relying on viral hits is not a strategy. Sustained success usually depends on understanding current market trends, identifying specific audience niches or demographics.
Who are you designing for?
Exactly. And consistently creating genuinely unique, appealing designs that resonate with those specific groups. The key insight for building passive income here is probably to build a diversified portfolio.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right. Have some evergreen designs, things that sell year-round to various niches. Combine those with maybe more timely designs that tap into current trends or holidays. But no, those might fade.
Mix it up.
Mix it up. And yeah, you can leverage social media to promote your storefront initially, but ideally, you want the platform's organic search and existing audience to provide that ongoing passive flow of sales after your initial push.
Makes sense. Okay, one more in this knowledge and creativity section, maybe for the more technically inclined listeners. Idea number 12, mobile app templates.
Yes, this taps into the huge software development world.
The core concept here is developing and then selling pre-built, reusable mobile application templates, selling them to other developers or businesses.
Precisely. This directly addresses a significant and constantly growing need within the massive global developer community.
Because building apps from scratch is hard and expensive.
Incredibly time-consuming and costly, yes. So, the mechanism involves creating a fully functional, really polished, reusable app template.
Like a starting point for an app.
A very advanced starting point. For instance, a complete restaurant online ordering system template. Or a comprehensive fitness app template with tracking features, meal planning. A streamlined personal budgeting tool template. Maybe even a specialized note-taking application template with unique features. You build this core structure.
Okay.
Then you package it up and sell this template repeatedly as a digital asset. Your customers are other developers, maybe tech startups or small businesses who want to launch an app like yours, but they want to shortcut the development process.
Avoid coding the common stuff from scratch.
Exactly.
It's like you're providing those foundational building blocks, right? So others can construct their own unique applications on top. The source had that great analogy.
The Lego blocks one.
Yeah. Think of it like selling Lego blocks. They build the house, but you sell the bricks.
It's a perfect analogy. It highlights the value you're providing a solid foundation.
So this raises that important question again. What makes an app template valuable enough for people to buy? What makes it polished?
Good question. It's definitely not just about having basic functionality. Buyers are looking for clean, well-documented code that's huge for other developers.
So they can understand and modify it easily.
Exactly. Intuitive user interfaces, well-thought-out core features, and critically, it needs to be easily customizable. They need to be able to put their own branding on it, maybe tweak the features.
Makes sense.
And the unique relevance for 2025. It's just driven by that continuing, absolutely insatiable demand for mobile apps across literally every industry. Plus the developer community's constant need for efficient building blocks to speed up their projects and reduce costs.
The demand is just huge.
Huge. And the passive element is unequivocally clear. You invest that substantial, often very significant effort to build the core template once.
Get it right.
Get it right. And then you can sell it multiple times as a digital asset, generating income with each subsequent sale, often for years.
So the key insight here for someone technical.
Identify common, recurring app functionalities or even entire app categories that are in high demand, especially maybe among small businesses or specific niche markets that might not have huge development budgets.
Find a common need.
Find a common need and then build a superior, well-crafted, reusable foundation for them. Solve their development headache.
Got it. That's a powerful niche. Okay, so we've covered AI, digital assets, knowledge products. What does all this mean for listeners who are maybe interested in building a more sort of automated system, something that really keeps working for them largely on its own?
Right. This next section is all about exactly that, automated business models and what we're calling micro solutions.
Okay.
These are scalable systems specifically designed for consistent, ideally recurring returns, but with minimal ongoing intervention needed from the owner.
The set it and forget it dream, closer to reality.
Closer, perhaps. It's really where we see this potent synergy between leveraging advanced technology and applying astute business strategy. It's about consciously engineering systems that, once they're meticulously set up and optimized, require remarkably little active day-to-day intervention to keep generating that scalable income.
So the focus shifts. Less about doing the work, more about designing the system that does the work.
Precisely. Designing operational efficiency and automation directly into your passive income stream from the beginning.
Okay, let's start with idea number 5, automated YouTube channels.
Right. Sometimes called faceless YouTube channels.
Faceless, okay. The core concept here is running YouTube channels where the content creation relies heavily on things like AI voiceovers and stock footage.
Exactly. It minimizes or eliminates the need for an on-camera personality or doing any elaborate filming yourself.
How does that work, technically?
The mechanism is quite intriguing and getting more sophisticated all the time. First, you select a specific niche topic, something with audience interest. It could be, deep-sea exploration facts, biographies of historical figures, daily motivational quotes.
Things people search for.
Things people search for. Then, you utilize AI tools. Maybe ChatGPT or similar for generating scripts, then text-to-speech services like Murph.ai, 11 Labs. There are many good ones now for high-quality, natural-sounding voiceovers. You don't use your own voice.
Right. Using those licensed AI voices we talked about earlier, perhaps?
Potentially, yes. Yeah. Or the platform's own voices. Then, these audio elements are combined with vast libraries of royalty-free stock footage, maybe some simple animations or motion graphics, to compile visually engaging videos.
So you're assembling content, not creating it all from scratch visually?
Mostly assembling and editing, yes. Once your videos start gaining traction, get views, build subscribers, you monetize primarily through YouTube's AdSense program.
The ads that play on videos.
Right, and also potentially through integrated affiliate links in your video descriptions, recommending relevant products or services.
And the big advantage here seems to be that liberation, right? From needing to be a YouTube personality.
Huge advantage for many people.
If you're camera shy or you just don't have professional lighting and camera gear, this removes a massive barrier to entry for video content creation. The source even said, it's like having your own TV station running on autopilot.
It's a compelling image. And what's truly fascinating here is seeing this radical evolution of content creation itself. It's shifting in some niches from being personality-driven to being purely value-driven or information-driven.
Interesting.
The unique aspect for 2025 is just how good the AI tools are getting and how vast the libraries of high-quality stock media have become. This dramatically reduces or even eliminates the need for that on-camera presence, complex filming, or extensive video editing skills that used to be required. And the passive element, well, once the channel is properly established, you've got a consistent content strategy humming along, and your videos are well optimized for YouTube search and audience engagement. It starts to generate that income from views and clicks more passively. It still requires strategy and oversight, maybe outsourcing the creation process, but not necessarily your direct personal input for every video.
So what's the catch or the key insight?
Meticulous niche research is absolutely vital. You need to find topics with enough search volume, but maybe not overwhelming competition. Understanding YouTube SEO search engine optimization is critical for discoverability.
Getting your videos seen.
Exactly.
Sure.
And it requires a long-term commitment. You need consistent content uploads over time to build audience momentum and satisfy the YouTube algorithm. It's not an overnight success thing usually.
Right. Patience and consistency. Okay, next up, idea number 13, automated dropshipping with AI.
Yeah, dropshipping. A familiar model to many, but AI is really putting a new spin on it.
Making it more passive, potentially?
That's the promise. The fundamental concept is running an e-commerce store, but leveraging artificial intelligence to actively automate many of the crucial time-consuming operational aspects.
Like what aspects?
Things like product selection, AI, analyzing trends to find hot products, dynamic pricing AI, adjusting prices based on competitor data and demand. and even handling a significant chunk of customer service.
How does AI handle customer service?
Well, the mechanism involves setting up your dropshipping store, maybe on Shopify or a similar platform. But then you integrate powerful AI tools at various stages. AI can identify trending products by scraping and analyzing vast amounts of market data, social media buzz, competitor sales.
Faster than a human could.
Much faster. It can optimize your pricing strategy dynamically, maybe raising prices slightly when demand peaks, or lowering them to match a competitor. And for customer service, AI chatbots or intelligent email autoresponders can handle many of the common initial queries instantly.
Like, where's my order?
Exactly. Or basic product questions, return requests, freeing up humans for the more complex issues.
That paints a really attractive picture, the dream of an almost invisible e-commerce operation that mostly runs itself. The source even said, it's like having a team of employees working 24/7 without salaries.
It's a powerful metaphor for the leverage AI provides. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights the increasing sophistication and, frankly, the indispensable role AI is starting to play as an operational manager across many different business contexts.
It's becoming a core tool.
It is. The unique relevance for 2025 is just how significantly AI can streamline and automate those really labor-intensive, time-sucking aspects of traditional dropshipping. Product research, price adjustments, initial support, these used to take hours every day.
Making it genuinely far more passive than it used to be.
Potentially, yes. Now, there's still an undeniable initial setup phase. You have to choose the right tools, integrate them properly, set your parameters, and you definitely need periodic oversight. You can't just walk away forever.
Right. Got to check the dashboard.
Exactly.
Okay.
But the automation handles a huge amount of the daily operational minutia, freeing up your time exponentially to focus on strategy, marketing, or other ventures.
So what are the key challenges or insights here?
Selecting reliable suppliers is still absolutely critical in dropshipping, AI or no AI.
Yeah, if the product or shipping is bad.
The AI can't fix that. Understanding the nuances of integrating these different AI tools smoothly is important. And staying ahead of the competitive pressures in e-commerce, it's still a tough market.
Yeah.
The AI helps you run the machine much more efficiently, but you still need to be the one intelligently steering the ship.
Got it. AI is a co-pilot, not the pilot.
Good analogy.
Okay, and finally in this automated systems section, something for those who maybe understand software or how to solve problems with code. Idea number 15, micro SaaS tools.
Yes, SaaS meaning software as a service.
Right, and the micro part is key here. The core concept is developing relatively simple, very focused software tools that solve very specific niche problems for particular user groups.
This is really about hyper-targeted digital problem solving.
So, not building the next huge platform.
Definitely not. The mechanism involves building a small, specialized application. For example, maybe a super intuitive invoice generator designed only for freelance photographers, addressing their unique needs.
Okay.
Or perhaps a specialized project management template system tailored just for authors writing a novel. Or a highly focused study habit tracker for medical students preparing for board exams. Very specific.
Right, and users subscribe to use this tool.
Exactly. Users subscribe, usually for a recurring monthly or maybe an annual fee, to get access to this tool that solves their very specific problem elegantly.
And the unique appeal for 2025 is that laser focus on micro problems, right?
Absolutely. You don't need to aspire to build the next Salesforce or Google Workspace. You're simply identifying and solving a precise, yet often persistent pain point for a clearly defined audience.
And that micro focus usually means less complex to build.
Often, yes. Significantly less development complexity compared to building large, multifaceted platforms, which means faster time to market, lower development costs, and crucially, that recurring revenue from subscriptions is incredibly attractive from a passive income perspective.
Predictable income.
Predictable income. The source highlighted this well, saying, you don't need millions of users, just a few hundred loyal ones can create serious passive income.
That really changes the scale of thinking.
It does, but it raises that important question again. How small can a micro problem really be and still be profitable enough to sustain a business?
Yeah, can you niche down too much?
Possibly. The power lies in identifying a real, persistent pain point that a specific audience is demonstrably willing to pay to solve. Often it's because the existing big solutions are too complex for them, too expensive, or just don't quite fit their specific workflow.
So you offer simplicity and focus.
Simplicity, focus, and value. The passive element is clear. You invest that initial effort to build and launch the tool. Then there's ongoing maintenance, customer support, minor updates.
So not purely passive.
Rarely is anything purely passive. But once it's established and customers are happy, those subscriptions generate consistent monthly recurring revenue, MRR, without you having to actively sell each time.
Okay. And the key insight for making micro-SaaS work?
Identifying that real pain point is paramount. Talk to potential users, validate the idea before building too much, leverage modern development stacks, maybe even explore no-code or low-code tools to minimize that initial development time and cost. This allows for faster iteration, maybe testing multiple niche ideas to see which one gets traction.
Feel fast, learn quick.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Scalability comes from the digital nature. You can sell that tool to endless users without significant additional effort per user. It's about creating these sticky solutions that provide ongoing, indispensable value so people want to keep subscribing.
Makes sense. Solve a real problem well for a specific group.
Okay,
great. Now let's take a slight pivot here. We've talked a lot about tech, AI, digital products.
Yeah, the shiny new object.
Exactly, but not all effective passive income strategies need to revolve around the absolute cutting edge, right? Some foundational ideas, things that are time-tested, are still incredibly powerful.
Absolutely.
Especially when we look at them through a modern 2025 lens, maybe leveraging current platforms or increased accessibility.
And this section really underscores a vital truth, I think. While technology constantly opens up these exciting new frontiers, the classic principles of intelligent investing and, judiciously leveraging the assets you already possess, they remain remarkably robust avenues for generating passive income.
Solid foundations.
Solid foundations. The contemporary twist often lies in these innovative digital platforms that have really democratized access to these traditionally sound income generators. They make them much more accessible to the average individual investor or homeowner now.
Right. Okay, so let's look at idea number 7, dividend-paying ETFs.
Classic. Investing for income.
Yeah, definitely a more traditional investment route. But it remains incredibly robust and, like you said, very accessible for the average person today, isn't it?
Highly accessible now, yes.
The core concept is pretty straightforward. Strategically investing in these things called exchange-traded funds, or ETFs,
right,
which are specifically designed to pay out regular cash dividends. And these dividends come from a diversified portfolio of stable, profitable companies held within the fund.
Exactly. The mechanism is really designed for simplicity and long-term wealth generation, or income generation in this case, instead of just letting your savings sit in a, pitifully low-interest bank account.
Earning next to nothing.
You invest those funds into these specific types of ETFs. These funds strategically pool investments across potentially hundreds or thousands of companies.
Spreading the risk.
Spreading the risk massively.
Yeah.
And focusing on companies that have a strong, reliable history of paying out a portion of their profits directly to shareholders as dividends. As an investor holding shares of that ETF, you then receive these regular cash payouts, typically quarterly, sometimes even monthly, depending on the fund, simply for holding the investment.
You don't have to sell anything to get the cash.
No, it's a direct income stream generated by the underlying company's profits.
The source had that lovely analogy. It's like planting a financial tree that reliably gives you fruit every season.
It's a very apt description. The inherent simplicity, the broad diversification that ETFs offer automatically, and the potential for long-term stability.
Yeah.
It's incredibly appealing to many people seeking passive income.
Definitely.
And what's truly fascinating here is just the timeless power of intelligent, patient investing. It works.
Yeah.
The unique relevance for 2025 is really about that accessibility and diversification. ETFs offer this incredible diversification instantly, spreading your risk across numerous companies, sectors, even countries sometimes.
Much safer than picking individual stocks.
Generally less volatile, yes. And they come with professional management baked in. This makes stock market passive income far more accessible and manageable for the average person compared to the difficulty and risk of trying to pick individual dividend-paying stocks yourself.
So what's a key insight for someone considering this? Understanding the jargon.
Understanding the difference between capital appreciation, that's your investment growing in market value, and dividend income, which is the actual cash payout, is crucial. They're two different things.
Got it.
For maximizing passive income specifically, you'd want to focus on ETFs known not just for high current dividend yields, but also for consistent dividend growth over time.
Why growth?
Dividend growth usually signals underlying financial health and profitability of the companies in the fund. A high yield could sometimes be a warning sign if the company is struggling. Growth is often more sustainable.
Okay, look for growers.
Look for growers.
Yeah.
And don't forget the power of compound interest. If you choose to reinvest those dividends automatically.
Buy more shares of the ETF.
Exactly. Your income stream itself starts to grow, potentially exponentially over the long term. It creates this powerful, self-reinforcing wealth-building loop.
Nice. Okay, and finally, a really practical, maybe often overlooked opportunity. Idea number 9. Rent out storage space.
Yeah, leveraging assets you might not even think of as assets.
Exactly, your own home. The core concept here is monetizing underutilized space within your own property. Maybe that spare corner of the garage, an empty basement area, a dusty attic, even just an unused spare room.
That closet under the stairs.
Yeah, renting it out specifically for storage purposes.
And the mechanism here is wonderfully facilitated by these modern peer-to-peer platform economies.
Like Airbnb, but for stuff.
Exactly like Airbnb for stuff.
Yeah.
You list your available, secure storage space on specialized platforms. Neighbor.com is a big one in the US. These platforms act as a digital marketplace.
Connecting people who have space with people who need space.
Precisely. Efficiently connecting you with individuals right there in your local community who need affordable, convenient storage solutions. People storing furniture during a move, maybe seasonal items like kayaks or holiday decorations, sometimes even small business inventory.
Right.
It operates much like Airbnb for rooms or Turo for cars, but it's specifically focused on leveraging that underutilized physical space within your own property. And crucially, without requiring tenants to actually live in your home.
That's a key difference. Less hassle than being a full-on landlord.
Much less hassle, generally.
I love how this strategy just highlights that often unexpected value hidden within what we might just consider dead space in our homes.
It's found money, potentially.
The source captured it perfectly. Think of it like being a landlord, but without tenants actually living in your home. It seems incredibly low maintenance once it's set up and someone's stuff is in there.
It generally is very low maintenance, but this does raise that important question of trust and safety, doesn't it? You're letting strangers store their belongings on your property.
Yeah, how do you manage that risk?
Well, platforms like Neighbor typically have quite robust vetting processes for users on both sides. They handle secure payment processing, often provide liability guarantees or insurance options for stored items.
Oh, okay. That helps.
It significantly mitigates the risk and helps build trust in the transaction. The passive element here is very strong. Once your space is listed, photographed well, and occupied, it's typically very low maintenance.
Minimal effort required.
Minimal effort beyond maybe coordinating initial drop-off and eventual pickup access. The convenience factor for the renters is usually very high compared to traditional self-storage options.
Which can be expensive and far away.
Exactly. Traditional units can be pricey, inconveniently located, maybe feel a bit impersonal or insecure. Renting space from a neighbor can feel safer and easier.
And for the homeowner, the income potential.
It can be quite significant. Really depends on your location. Urban areas usually have higher demand, the size and accessibility of the space, and just the local demand dynamics. But it's a genuinely effective way to leverage an existing, often completely ignored asset for consistent passive returns.
Turn your junk room into a cash machine.
Potentially.
Okay, wow. So there you have, that was 15, I think, genuinely unique passive income ideas for 2025. And they really spanned an incredible spectrum, didn't they?
They really did. From the absolute bleeding edge stuff like AI applications and metaverse real estate, all the way to intelligently leveraging your existing knowledge, your creativity, or even just that spare space in your basement.
It's an amazing diversity of approaches, but they all seem to share that fundamental core principle we talked about at the start.
Right. You invest the effort or the knowledge or the capital up front.
You build the thing, set up the system.
Exactly. You establish the system or the asset.
Right.
And then ideally, it consistently generates income for you over time with significantly less ongoing active intervention from you.
That's the goal. So what's the key takeaway then for you, our listener, after hearing all of this?
I think the most important next step really is to choose an idea or maybe even a combination of ideas that genuinely aligns with your specific situation.
Yeah, what fits you?
What fits your existing skills? What genuinely interests you? Because you'll need motivation for that upfront work. And what resources, time, money do you realistically have available to invest right now?
Because passive income isn't magic, right? It's not an overnight get-rich-quick scheme.
Absolutely not. It inherently requires that initial dedicated investment of time or effort or capital, sometimes all three.
Yeah.
But the payoff is that once you commit to building it diligently, the potential for long-term financial freedom, for genuinely reclaiming your most precious asset, which is your time.
More time, yeah.
That potential is truly immense.
It really feels like it's about a profound shift in mindset, doesn't it?
I think so.
Moving away from just working for money, trading hours for dollars, and moving towards making your money or your knowledge or your digital assets or even your empty garage actively work for you.
That is the ultimate empowering goal of pursuing passive income streams.
Yeah.
And, if we connect this to the really big picture one last time, the pursuit of passive income, it isn't solely about the financial gain, although that's obviously a major driver.
There's more to it.
There's more. It's also about achieving greater autonomy in your life, gaining flexibility in how you spend your time, where you work from. And it's about ingeniously leveraging your unique capabilities, your creativity, your knowledge in new and powerful ways that the digital world enables.
Using your talents differently.
Exactly. So as you, the listener, reflect on this deep dive, maybe ask yourself, which of these 15 ideas really sparked your curiosity the most? Which one made you lean in a bit? What skills do you already possess, maybe from your job or your hobbies, that could potentially be monetized through one of these channels? Or perhaps, how might you strategically combine a couple of different approaches, maybe an ebook and a related newsletter?
Create some synergy.
Create synergy. Build an income stream that perfectly fits your personal strengths, your interests, your aspirations. The possibilities, especially looking ahead into 2025 and beyond, are genuinely expanding at an exhilarating pace. It's an exciting time.
It really is. And that's exactly what we want to leave you with today, that profound sense of possibility and hopefully empowerment. Start exploring. See how you can apply some of these insights to your own life and truly begin building the financial future that you envision for yourself.
Take that first step.
Take that first step. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into passive income for 2025. Until next time, keep digging deeper.